Okay, so hello to whoever is listening. This is Black Pen, and this is going to be the first video in the series of the Black Take. Now, as I said, the Black Take is going to be book critiquing, a web fiction book critiquing. So we're going to be critiquing books on these sites. So now, as you can see here, we are on Good Novel site, and we are going to be going through the mafia genre today, and we're going to be picking a book and critiquing it. Now, not really the mafia genre though, but the keyword for today is enslaved. So typed in enslaved, and then we're looking for books in that light. And we're going to pick one and going to critique. Now, please pardon my breath control. I'm trying as much as possible to control my breath, but in case at any point in time I speak in a way that affects the speaker and sound kind of uncomfortable, do bear with me. I'm doing my best to control my breath, but I still have to talk. All right, so we're going to be picking the first one, okay, enslaved by the Mafians. Yeah, we're going to be picking the first one on our list because they want to go too far down. And now it says enslaved by the Mafians. Now, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be looking at this book. We're going to observe the blurb. We're going to observe the title. We're going to observe the book cover. And then we're going to observe the first chapter. All right? Okay, let's go. Well, I'm trying to be under 18. All right, so this is a book that is clearly about mafia. So it says enslaved by the mafia. So what we're going to be doing today, as I said, we're going to observe the book cover, we're going to observe the blurb, we're going to observe the name, the title of the book, and then we're going to be observing the first chapter. Now, what are we doing? We are looking at this book and how much of a model it is. Like, is it a model for you who is aspiring to write your own book? Is it a model for you? Is it a model for someone else to follow? That's what we're going to be checking today. So now, look at the cover. It says enslaved by the Mafians, right? But what does the cover entail? Just a man and a woman. Now, is this wrong? No. But the name said Mafians. We're supposed to see at least two people, right? With the woman. So it's to show that these are the Mafians that she is enslaved to, right? So for the cover, we already have something to pick out, and that thing is a negative. You have to observe, and we have to, in your own book, when you're writing your own book, you have to ensure that, okay, my title, the pictures in my title have to correlate. I have to pay attention to even the plurals. If I say enslaved by the Mafians, I have to put two Mafians. If I say enslaved by the Alphas, I have to put two, right? It has to correlate. I need to be seeing the title in the picture, right? So we have observed the cover now. The book cover. The title itself, enslaved by the Mafians. Now, I don't know if Mafians is a word. Is it a word? I don't know. Let's check. Is Mafians a word? So this is just to check. If it is a word, then no problem. It's good. But if it's not a word, then we have a problem. So what's the meaning of mafians? What are mafias called around the world? So um you can't see anything here that indicates that the word mafian exists. What we are seeing is mafia. Mafia is not an English word, so you can't put an N and just then turn to that kind of, as if it's an English word. You can't really just put an N. The proper plural for mafia is mafias, as you can see here. Mafias, not mafians. I don't know why this thing is hesitating to load, but I was trying to open this particular one. But as you can see here, mafias, gangsters, and mafias. There's nothing like mafians. I'm sure if this particular link was to open, we're going to be seeing mafias, and not mafians. So notes: always use the proper the proper words. Research your titles as much as you can, and then use the proper words. All right? I'm not slating. Please note, I'm not slating whoever wrote this book. I'm not slating them. I'm just pointing it out because you are my audience. So that in your own, as you go on writing your own books, you won't make these mistakes. This person did a good job because we can see some proper ratings. I think the book had a 10 star rating. So yeah, we're not having any problems with the book or with the author. This is just harmless, non-biased critiquing, and the purpose of this critiquing is so that you who's listening, you who's watching, who also intends to write your own book or who is already even writing your own book will not make the same mistakes. I'm trying to get us the blurb so that we can see the blurb because I really want to access this blurb. I don't know why it's anyway. I could just go back and I think we just go back, then read the book itself. Now, please take note. As I said, I'm not attacking the author or whoever wrote this book, but my point, my own concern is we're trying to help you so that you don't make the same mistakes. Now, note we have already pieced up two things. We've already pieced up the cover. We found out that okay, the cover did not really correlate with the title. The title itself is okay, but the cover did not really correlate. Then we now looked at the title in depth and we found out that mafia itself is actually not a word, so it should have been mafia. So enslaved by the mafia would have been better here, but that's a small mistake. Well, these are the details. It's the details that, like the saying goes, the devil is in the details. All right. So now, let's observe chapter 1. This was updated 2024. So updated in 2024. This 20th day of the second month, which is 20th of February. Wonderful. All right. So now let's read. As she slowly and methodically freed both of her large, bouncy breasts. Oh, interesting. From their titslingers. Now, titslingers is definitely a synonym for brassiere. Gucci could feel a seismic shift in the atmosphere. This is a 10-star beginning. Why? Because already it makes you want to read more, right? Because you're like, whoa. The opening line hits you in the face like a slap, right? It gives you a slap in the face. Clearly, it's erotic, but already that makes you want to read more. Then it says the hall went stone silent. The cheering and jeering that had filled the room when she came on stage ceased. One could hear the sound of a pin drop, and it gave everyone in the room one singular emotion: anticipation. Fantastic. They could all tell that the show was about to begin. You, who is reading, your heart is already racing because you're like, man, this book is fire, right? The music hit, the lights came on, and Kuchi got to work. So now, from what we have read, we have seen Kuchi twice, and we have seen Kuchi being referred to as a person. The person, because we can see as she, we can see her, so already we can tell that, okay, Kuchi is a woman. From what we have seen, Kuchi is a stripper, right? From what we have seen so far, okay, who is performing the show. Now, she gently stroked both of her huge jugs for a while. Jugs in this scenario, I believe, is for another word for this, for breasts right here. She just looked at her just for a while with her eyes closed and her teeth giving her underlip a gentle nibble. This is clearly striptease, a very fantastic way it was written. She pushed her chest forward, making constant snake-like movements, and made sure to balance her weight on her toes. Now, as you read this, your mind's already imagining. So already there has been no dialogue, but you are already, your own brain is already, your brain is far away because the description is inch perfect. It performed more live as it appealed more to the eyes that she was there to satisfy. Every detail mattered, no matter how little it seemed. When she radically ripped off pasties from the dark and succulent lips of her breast, whoa. Making sure to execute this action very slowly, Kuchi could feel the atmosphere getting tenser by the minute. Even you that is reading, even if you were not there, you are getting tense in your heart. I mean, if imagine if you're reading this without my voiceover, definitely you already be feeling like, oh, what's this? Like this tension building. The soft jazz playing in the background was already doing its bits by creating melodious, relaxing sounds, which would work hand in hand with the dim lights scattered all over the hall. and the spotlight she was under to place the focus on her and set the tone for a very erotic and fulfilling performance. Soon she began to hear the positive and ecstatic feedback from her.